3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Bean Gaming. So, was there a buff overnight or what? And the answer is yes, there was. But was it really a buff? We're going to find out in just a moment. What am I talking about? We're talking about Ennard. Yes, the Nightmare unit, the reward unit from the exclusive gifts from the previous season. And you know what? Whenever we have to do or deal with stats, you know where we go? The Bean Gaming Spreadsheet of Hope. That's right, let's go. Here we go. On the left-hand side, I pulled these stats from the video that I posted yesterday. And then on the right-hand side, these are the updated stats. And you can even see what Goon wrote a little bit earlier this morning. And I also took both of these stats and threw it in this little spreadsheet table here to actually compare the two. But what's interesting, though, is that the old Ennard actually started off with 5,000 damage, or started off with 3,600 damage, went up to 5,000 damage. The new Ennard starts off at 5,000 and then increases to 10,000. So it essentially got doubled. And you would think that that's going to be better. But what they actually did, though, was take Ennard's placement from 3 down to 2. So this table kind of reflects that. You can see the old Ennard actually ends up getting 7,500 total damage per second, and the new Ennard actually gets 10,000 damage per second when all 3 and all 2 are placed. But cooldown stays the same. The range increased ever so slightly for the updated Ennard, but is the new Ennard actually better? And I will tell you, overall, I think it is. And you're saying, well, hang on, what's the difference here? The difference is the placements from 3 down to 2. Whenever you're dealing with any kind of AoE type of unit, whether it's splash damage, especially full AoE, or anything else like the shock, the chain shock that we have here, you have to think that the amount of placements and the range is going to make a difference, because even though the 3 placements is more and their DPS is less, that one more placement might actually make a difference, because all 3 of those are actually going to cover most likely more range than the 2 placements, even though the 2 placement Ennard is actually increased up to 30 here versus the 25. And so those 3 placements, even though less DPS, might actually be covering more enemies. And more enemies with AoE actually is going to produce more overall damage. So that's something interesting I wish we could take a look at fully. But like I said before, overall, I really do think the updated stats, the updated Ennard, is actually going to be better. Now, it's especially better when you're talking about single targets. So when the bosses come out, the updated stats are going to do more because it's doing the full 10,000 damage per second, where the 3 is only doing 7,500. But when you're talking about mobs of enemies, again, I would really like to see if we could compare those 2 units side by side in an actual match. So that's pretty cool. So overall, yeah, I think the new one is a little bit better. The other part for today that I'm really excited to share with you, I tested out all times for Game 6 according to my team. Now, your team is going to be different, and so your times may be better or worse depending on your team. That's why it's always a good idea for you to go through and time everything, because these are just my stats alone. Now, comparatively, if you have a relatively similar team, then these times could be very similar to yours. But either way, go through and do your own testing, and this is just based off of what my team has at the moment. So, take a look at all of Game 6. What's interesting is I was able to beat Game 6 Night 2 in 1 minute and roughly 20 seconds, a minute 19 seconds, which is the absolute fastest map in the entire game, the fastest night in the entire game, which is absolutely crazy. You think that you couldn't get faster than a minute 28? No, a minute 19 is actually it. And look at the jump in the souls per minute. From Game 5, you're doing almost a little bit more than 6 souls per minute, where in Game 6, you're up to 7.5, almost 7.6 souls per minute. That's going to make a difference. And the reason for that, if we slide on over to the right-hand side, make sure that I am in full view over here, is the amount of souls that you can get actually from grinding the Hell modifier. Take a look at Game 5. Actually, Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6, the base rewards. They're the exact same, ever so slightly, except for the coins that you get, 350, 500, and 525. I believe this is based off of Game 1's. All of Game 1 for or map 1, night 1 for all 3 of these games. So the coins don't overly matter per se when you're at this point of your game. If you're beating Game 4, 5, and 6 easily, I'm not overly sure you really need coins. But take a look at the difference between the souls. 4 to 8, 4 to 8, exact same thing. And game 6 bumps it up slightly from 5 to 10, so that's really good. The Agony, Eternal Glass, and Flashlight stayed the exact same. XP is the same, and wins are the exact same. But you do that Hell modifier. Let's scroll on down a little bit, take a look here. Game 4, 7 and 8, guaranteed. Game 5, that's a pretty big bump, 9 to 12. But game 6, you're going from not 9. You're not starting at 9 as a minimum. You're starting at 10 as a minimum. That's pretty significant because the more games that you play, you're minimally getting 10 souls a game, which is actually really, really good. That's why when you took a look at the timing that I showed a minute ago, the faster times plus the increased amount of souls make a difference. And what I really like, not only the Agony is at 5%, so that's consistent with Game 5 Hell modifier, but take a look at the difference between the Game 5 Corrupted Present and the Game 6 Corrupted Present. It's a 0.25% increase, so it's a 1%. Now, is it that big of a difference? No, not really, but could it make a difference the more games you play? Absolutely can. So right now, let's scroll back on over and take a look once again, the Bean Gaming Spreadsheet of Hope, hopefully enlightening everyone here today. Game 6, Night 2, 1 minute and 20 seconds. Do all the times on your own, but I mean, we've got to go for that one. You know what I'm saying? 7.6 souls per minute. Like, let's go. Absolutely incredible. So why don't we do this? Why don't we go back, hop on in a couple games here. Let's do a Game 5 Night 2 and a Game 6 Night 2, and take a look at the times down below, the video times down below, and see if they match up with what I have over here. I ran this through a couple times, and so obviously the more games that you play, the better the averages are really going to work out. But go ahead and time me, and let's see how we do. Let's go back to the lobby. This is the team down below that I used to play Game 5 Night 2 and Game 6 Night 2, so we're going to see how well this team does. Here we go. Here we go. Hell mode modifier, and you can see the stats are what I showed you before. The rewards are what I showed you before. 9 to 12, 0.75, then a 5% for the Agony. So we are going to pick Hell modifier. Let's go ahead and put down these Vengeances. The Vengeance phone guys. My shiny Ballora, if I can get that down eventually. There we go. Maxed out, maxed out, maxed out. Really fast. Shiny Eclipse Ballora, over with and done. Let's put down a range booster to really help out, and let's put down another range booster to boost the other range booster, and then Old Man Consequences is down and about. And I will tell you that when I start timing this, I probably should have mentioned this before, I start my timer when the wave goes from 0 to 1. That's exactly what I do, so just heads up on that. If you're doing these timings, then make sure that you are consistent with what I do. But let me know in the comments down below if my time actually matches up. I think that'd be really helpful to see, but I'm pretty sure that it actually does because I did it a few times and I was actually good to go. Okay, we're on wave 11 here. This is, I mean, this is actually really quick, which is really nice. I think the developers did a pretty good job of taking time into consideration when working on these maps. So here we go. Valkyrie Prime is going to be fully leveled up here, and I have 2 more that I need to fully level up. I'm just not going to get there. We're on wave 15 already. And who do we have coming out here? It is the Meteor Freak Lobit. Very cool, but not going to last for very long. And come on, there we go, over with and done. What did I get? Just the basic rewards. Let's go to 6-2. Here we go. The uniqueness of this map is very cool. It's 2 separate tracks, which I really like. $3,500 to start. Let's go ahead and remember, start the timer when we get to wave 1. And I don't think I did a good job with placements, but that's fine. Let me get an overhead view here. Overhead view, and we are fully maxed out. Same thing. Let's go ahead and place our shiny Fredbears. If anyone is interested in selling me their JOP, I am all ears for that. All right. I'll see if I can. I almost did a successful trade today for a JOP. That's the Jar of Pickles. And people have been asking me, how can you obtain a Jar of Pickles? You can't. Well, the only way you can now is via trade. So if you're able to get your hands on one of those, that's really cool. I would love to get a shiny. I just don't have the inventory to get one. But if you're someone that's willing to trade, and I even threw in my shiny Fredbear, and I know the shiny Fredbear is a lot less value, but it still has quite a bit of value for it. But I'm kind of open to anything except my Old Man Consequences and my shiny Valkyrie Primes, and I don't know. But it's just a really good unit, and congratulations to the squads that ended up obtaining it. And I think for next season, I think I might be interested in joining a competitive squad. I can probably get anywhere between 200 to 400 wins a day. I know I'm not going to qualify for the top 3, so a shiny is pretty much out of the question, but if you need someone, you might be able to get my services for the next season clan stuff. Okay, take a look at the time in my video time down below. Let me know if it was right around what I said it was in the spreadsheet. Back to the line. Let me know what game is going to work best for you. 5-2, 6-2, are you still working on 4 and building your team up? That'd be awesome to let me know. And then also, heads up, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but I am doing a giveaway for the season pass. If you take a look at my items right here, there it is, the premium pass ticket. Gives the premium season pass. There's a giveaway going on for this right now, courtesy of Ninja. So thank you, Ninja, for throwing that my way. And I am trying to work on the season pass. Oh yeah, this is the second time through for me already. So anyway, the link to my Discord server is down below. That's how you can access the giveaways and more fun videos coming at you this week. And so if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!